It has been reported that year over year, Vermont ranks among the top 10 entrepreneurial states in the nation. Fresh Tracks Capital provides venture capital financing to the startup community and entrepreneurs. I'm Eric Clemens for Comcast Newsmakers at Vermont College of Fine Arts in Montpelier. Co-founder and managing director of Fresh Tracks, Cairn Cross, is my guest. Cairn, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Eric. It's good to be here.
All right. As someone who helps build the entrepreneurial economy of Vermont, can you tell us how the entrepreneurial ecosystem has changed what the traditional business landscape looks like here and elsewhere?
Yeah, well, there's a nationwide trend toward more entrepreneurial activities among younger people and also among people that are aged 50 and up,
Okay.
which is kind of an interesting factoid, so it's like a barbell on either side. Vermont is experiencing that trend dramatically, and you find that most colleges these days have programs in entrepreneurship. Most of the Vermont colleges do, and there are a tremendous amount of activities for entrepreneurs to get together and talk about starting new companies.
Of course, the process of starting a business today isn't the same as it was, say, 30 years ago or so. Tell us about some of the advantages entrepreneurs have today as opposed to that time.
Yeah, well, one of the things is that they have a roadmap of other entrepreneurs who have been heroes to them to some extent. So you think about people like, Mark Cuban, you see him on Shark Tank, you think about Bill Gates and
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg and so forth. So a lot of the young folks see that as a career path now to actually be an entrepreneur. So that's one thing. The other thing is actually easier to figure out a way to get funding today for startup ideas than it was 20 or 30 years ago. You got a lot more tools in the toolbox.
Okay. Why is Vermont such a good place to start a business if you have a unique and proprietary idea?
Well, Vermont, is the size, Eric, of a small city. And the great thing about that is that it takes a village or it takes a small city to get an idea off the ground. And you have a great way to connect with people here. Vermonters, by and large, are friendly. They'll take your phone calls. They'll offer you advice. And most entrepreneurs find that the networking ability here is superb, and that gives Vermont really a leg up over many areas.
So other areas just don't quite compare in terms of the friendliness and openness that the other people in the community give an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I mean, try to get your idea vetted in New York City is a lot different than getting it vetted here in Vermont.
Okay. What are some other attributes that make Vermont very attractive to an entrepreneur?
Yeah, well, see, the thing, entrepreneurs are mobile and they can live where they want. So that's something I think people have to really remember. Entrepreneurs pick a place to live that offers them the quality of life that they're looking for. And, clearly Vermont is, like most places, not for everyone, but for people who are interested in skiing and winter sports activities, particularly this winter, interested in sailing, with Lake Champlain, or canoeing and kayaking and so forth, hiking, those kinds of things. If you like the cultural activities that you might find in smaller communities, arts and music and so forth, summer festivals, great place to live. And so people that like that type of environment gravitate here, and then find that the entrepreneurial support system is quite robust.
Okay. Conducting business virtually is trending more and more. How has this impacted entrepreneurship in Vermont as well?
Yeah, so I think, 15 or 20 years ago when the internet became the next big thing, and everybody talked about how, well, this is going to change business. And frankly, it's taken, I think, longer than people expected to see this happen. But what you're able to do now, and we see it often with some of the companies that we finance, you have a founding team that might be here in Vermont. There may be a couple of folks in Boulder, Colorado, let's say, somebody in San Francisco, somebody in Boise, Idaho, and they collaborate on that business, virtually, because you've got plenty of free teleconferencing tools and so forth. So it's I think it's the trend, certainly nationwide, but in Vermont, we really benefit from that, in many ways.
Cairn, thanks so much for being with us on the program.
All right, thank you, Eric.
And thank you for joining us for this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Eric Clemens. We'll see you next time.